everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Ranma, I think you were muted that entire time.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything, boo. It was like pure silence. I was like, did I go deaf? I had like a moment. Oh,
okay.
Heart left my chest.
Okay, I think I know what happened. When I knocked down the slider for the background music, I must have pulled my microphone slider as well by accident.
Oh my gosh. I thought I was having like, I don't know, a soul leaving my body experience for a second.
Yeah, I'm like, I heard everything, but he's just like, his lips are moving and nothing
Yeah,
is coming out.
exactly.
Which, I mean, not for nothing is okay sometimes.
We have some communal thoughts in the chat. This
is my communal thought right here. Okay, that's all you need to know.
All right, let's start it from the top. Let's bring it on back. Okay, yeah, anime jam session. Awesome, let's go.
All right, I'm not going to replay the intro, but I will say, like I always do when I've been starting this off like the last 10 or so years, which is pretty awesome. Welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 504. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I am Mako-chan.
And I'm Ichigami.
Yes, and as Steve Tabiri says, AJS Mulligan. I am all for that. And Ari wants to know, is that a still image? Ichigo, she has some amazing magical skills, so, if you ever see, like, Ghostbusters 2, Vigo the Carpathian. It's something like that, so
you don't really have to worry unless the picture moves and she starts staring at you.
I know, right? The wizarding pictures. You know that I'm all up in that. I'm Maho Shoujo. You guys don't even know, okay?
Yeah, and if the mouth starts moving and you start hearing some Rick Ashley, then you know you're in for it.
I was waiting for, like, the drum beat and the stuff to just roll on in.
Well, maybe for April Fool's next year. Who knows? Anywho, how is everybody doing tonight?
Doing okay. Had a pretty good day today, so we're doing good.
That sounds like a much-needed improvement. Which is a good thing. And don't worry, Ari, the header has been fixed. I adjusted it, so we're golden, so. Anywho, let's go ahead and kick off the show tonight. Let's go down to the next section here, if it'll allow me to do so. If I'm not hitting it hard enough like I should. And there we go. So let's go ahead and kick things off with, actually, no. I actually skipped my entire spiel. I am sorry. I guess the whole, throwing everything off it in the beginning just threw off my entire rundown. So, anywho, before we get into everybody's weekend day, just want to let you know we are live tonight, week of June 22nd, 2021, right here on Twitch TV. We're here live Tuesdays from 9:30 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. You can find us here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're part of the Voice of Geeks Network. You can find them at vognetwork.com, as well as live here on Twitch at Twitch TV/vognetwork. They kick things off on Sunday nights starting at 8 p.m. with the Bobby Blackwolf Show, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And we also have a Discord, so come hang out with us at vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show as part of the Voice of Geeks Network has their own channel, so come through, hang out, and have a good time. So now we'll ask everybody else, how was their week? How was their day? Mako.
Not horrible.
Good.
I, basically just, sat around the house this weekend, which was really nice. And other than that, yeah, that's basically it.
That's good.
Yeah. It was a nice relaxing weekend. I've got a couple more plans. I did speak with, Jen, and we're plotting a hangout.
That's good.
So, yeah, so me and Applejack are gonna hang out and drink mead and cider.
Now you got me thinking of
And
that one
play-
song from. Now you got me thinking of that one song from My Little Pony.
Yeah, she's actually, we're planning to at some point hang out because of one of the Pokemon Go things that's happening in July.
Oh, okay.
So we're plotting something for that weekend, and hopefully everything works out. Don't know exactly what's going on, but we're gonna have some good Pokemoning fun.
Okay, now before we move over to Ichigo, I gotta ask you about your weekend on the Mandy scale from 1 to 10. 1 meaning you'll smile and the entire world will explode, to 10 where you will spare their person's life.
What? How my weekend was?
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 meaning Mandy will smile and the entire world will explode, to 10 where, Mandy will stare and be like, you can go.
I guess like a 7.58.
Fair enough. Ichigo, how was your week? How was your day?
My week was pretty good. Been working on a bunch of fashion illustrations, and doing all that stuff, so it's been kind of busy on that front. And then of course, it was yesterday. I went and had a tea time with a pod friend, and they and I got together and went to an old battlefield park and had high tea, and then walked around the park for like the good third of the day in the hot sun in full coordinates, and that was fun.
Your feet must have been barking at the end of the day.
I was dead. I'm still achy today, which is one reason I took it super easy, as far as the afternoon and everything. But it was hot, and I have sunburns on my forearms, which I thought I was wearing enough sunscreen, but apparently not. And now I know that in the future we should either do a early morning meetup or a late afternoon meetup, or wait until fall. I think fall is good. And so I got together with them and we got to catch up and chat, because we haven't seen each other in over a year, and got to dress up, which was super fun. And in general, I was dressed how, Bonds? I was dressed in EGL fashion. I'm going to call it cottagecore, because that's kind of what I'm more getting into now, because cottagecore has a little bit more elastic ability. You're able to do a lot more with that fashion. So it was just a lot of fun. It was just a super chill day, but we definitely walked around a lot. I don't know if it was goth cottagecore as much as it was I was a picnic table in a dress. But yeah, it was super fun.
On the plus side, in cottagecore for you, Ichigo, it's easier to hide your axe.
This is true, and I actually do have a picture of me holding an axe at a Viking ship at another event, dressed in full coordinates. So you're not wrong. I do carry a battle axe on a regular basis, and I am one. Ka-ching! So yeah.
This is why you are perfect to cosplay that character from Cells at Work. Macrophage.
Oh yeah, the white blood cell.
Yeah, macrophage.
Yeah, the one that looks very, very sweet and innocent, but is also very deadly.
Yes, macrophage. That's definitely you. Alright, so a couple of things happened over the weekend. Actually, one thing and something else that happened, I think it was earlier in the week or last week, I just kept forgetting. And one of the groups that I was in, some drama had popped up, and at first I totally ignored it because I'm like, not my monkeys, not my circus, even though I'm one of the chat mods, I'm like, whatever. Till that person that was involved in it started complaining in another group chat. So I'm like, okay, talk to me, what happened? So he tells me the story, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know who this person is. This person's name doesn't ring a bell. So he sends me a picture, and I'm like, I know who this person is. This was somebody I went to college with, somebody I used to chat with on a semi-regular. So he tells me his side of the story, So, and I realized in that group chat, the guy that runs it, he always has like these parties every week. It's basically just us hanging out playing video games. I've gone like the last couple of Saturdays, and I just felt like I wasn't going to go this Saturday, even though there was a Sailor Moon theme. I'm just like, I just wanted to chill at home, watch Michelle stream, eat my sushi, whatever. So, between him and the group admin, I'm like, I'm going to go to this party because I know the person involved. I'm like, I'm going to settle things between me and this other person. That was, I guess, my original intent, because I realized that this new person who's joining, if they're coming to these parties, I don't want any, like, awkward bullshit or anything like that. So, I go. Me and them, we sit down for about a half hour, hashing out everything between us. So, suffice to say, another friendship has been repaired. That's another notch on my belt. And in doing so, I found out the truth about the drama. So I know exactly what had happened. So I'm just like, well, it is what it is. So after all of that, I message my friend. I tell him, look, this is what happened. Best thing I could tell you is to think about everything that you did. And ask yourself, was it the smartest thing to do? And think about, after you do that, write down what you did and apologize for it. That's it. All I can do is forward it along, and if they accept it, they accept it. If not, it is what it is. I'm not going to, like, override anything else. All I'm doing is, making it calm, chill, and less chaotic for everybody. And that was that. So, that's one thing. That's one good thing. The second thing is, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I check the mail like maybe 2, maybe 3 times a week tops, because I barely get mail as it is. If you come by my house and you see the mailbox full of mail, 99% of that mail is not for me. That 1% is for me, and I'll check it whenever I feel like checking it. So, And what happened was, we'll go back maybe about a month. My grandmother calls and says that she sent me a birthday card. And I think I may have shown it on the stream before, this right here. And she said that she sent me a card and my uncles sent me a card. And there is money in the card. So I'm like, okay, good. I go out and I find the birthday card. There's money in that one. The second card wasn't there. So I assume it got delayed. It's not the first time something like this has happened. I mean, I have sent out 40-something Christmas cards, and I just want y'all to know, one of my friends is like a sister to me, just got her Christmas card for me about a week ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it took the card 4 months to go to Missouri and to come back and say, that's the incorrect address. I peel off the yellow label, stick it back in, and she tells me she just got it like about a week and a half ago. So it took 6 months for my quote-unquote sister to get a Christmas card for me. How about that shit?
Wow.
I know. So I'm figuring the same thing happened again. Now, one day, I think it was last week, I just happened to check the mail. I'm like, let me see. And I look in the mailbox, and I see a birthday card. This one. Just like this. And I look over and I'm like, I wonder. I pull the card out and I see my uncle's names on it. So I'm just like, you mean to tell me these people upstairs saw something addressed to me, pulled the card out and realized it was not for them, and they put the card back in the mailbox? The envelope was on the side somewhere. So, in the back of the mailbox was this birthday card for me. And you're ready for... Oh, wait. Just wait. And here's the best part. The $20 was still inside.
Hey. At least it was still in there.
I know, right? Honestly, that was the more shocking part. The $20 bill was still inside. Wow. Okay. enough about that. We're gonna get into housekeeping. Don't forget. See me. See. I don't think there's anything changed. No. Yeah. Don't forget. VODs are available on YouTube.com. Go to youtube.com/anime jam session. There is a playlist called Podcast VODs. All the episodes that we do here on Twitch, you will find on YouTube Thursdays at 12 noon. If it's not up by Thursday, that means I forgot, and it'll be up before the end of the weekend. That happened last week, so many apologies. So, and don't forget, we have a swag shop. I think it's shop.vognetwork.com. No, vognetwork.com/shop. Buy some swag, help support the Voice of Geeks Network. It's how we do. And I think that's basically is it. So, we're going to go into our next section, Geek Roundtable. This is where we talk about some of the nerdier things of the show, and cool stuff like that. So, I can see that Mako-chan's going back in time.
Yeah, just a little time travel today. So I had collected, one or two of the loot crates. Anytime that something sounds interesting,
right.
I end up picking it up. So this one was a back in time or time related. So it has an exclusive Back to the Future Dr. Emmett Brown pop figure. I know I've also shown off the hoverboard that came with that crate, and I believe I showed off the Doctor Who Spork that I also got. But yeah, that, some of the crates I look at and they all seem really cool, at least the stuff that's in it. I got the Deadpool one too when it came out. But yeah, so this is actually one of the first pops I got, and now my collection is way too damn big. But yeah, this is actually the first. Oh, I'm pretty sure this might actually be the very first pop figure I got.
I don't even remember the first pop figure. Oh wait, I think I know the very first pop figure I got. I will have to grab it off the shelf and share it.
Yeah, this was my descent into madness.
What descent? You were already there when I met you.
I have a lot of pop figures now. So yeah, this was my descent into madness. One of these days, I'm gonna have to show off my shelves to show off my pop figures, because I have a lot of, I have enough that I don't even have all of them in my room. I have my Supernatural pop figures out in the living room, since the living room is TV and movie themed. So there's actually a little section for Supernatural out there that those pop figures are there. I'm also waiting on a custom pop figure. The original one was lost in the mail, and because the seller saw that it basically never arrived and all of that good stuff, she's making me a new one. So I'll have a custom Supernatural pop figure at some point.
Okay.
But yes, this was my descent into madness. And now I have all different size pop figures.
Including a giant Agretzko one that somebody got you.
Yes, I do have a giant Agretzko one that this asshole got me.
Man, you know a lot of assholes.
I do know a lot of assholes.
Ichigo, what have you been working on during Geek Roundtable? And while you do that, I'm going to go grab that pop off my shelf.
No problem. I have been watching. Obviously, I mentioned rewatching Hunter x Hunter last time, but this time I actually have cram jammed, thank you, ma'am, Demon Hunter, or sorry, Demon Slayer. They're very similar. I don't know. My brain is a potato right now, guys. But I basically. I guess I watched all of Demon Slayer, the first season, in basically a few days. So I did enjoy it, though I will not lie, Zenitsu about made me want to smack somebody, and made me want to stop watching. Other than that, the show was pretty good. If you can guess what character I might cosplay from that show, definitely interact with us and the chat at twitch.tv/anime jam session and let me know what character from Demon Slayer you think that I really, really do thoroughly enjoy.
I know the answer to that one.
What?
I know the answer to that one. The
I'm
answer
sure
to that
Mako
one
does.
is the one that ends up dying.
Oh no!
Yeah, well, yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I can remember we were watching one of the anime, and Ichigo's like, "Oh, I like her," and then 2 seconds later, she dies, and she's like, "Of course she died."
No, that was so sad. You guys are so mean. I know. No, literally, I don't know why, but I love the ones that apparently are either the martyr or they're just nice and they get murdered for being nice. And I can't not love them. They are little cinnamon buns, and I must protect.
I mean,
I don't know why. Like, I love Mami, Nemarin from Raising Girl Magical Girl Raising Project.
yeah, Magical
What was
Girl
it? I
Raising
don't
Project.
remember.
If you
But
thought,
yeah,
if you thought, I look at this. If you thought Madoka was tugged at your heartstrings, go watch Raising Project. You will not be the same.
Oh my god! Like it was so bad. It was like I. It wasn't bad. It was like good, but it was bad. But because they called me out too, they were just like, "We know what character she's gonna love," and I was like, "Ugh." Yeah. So, Siadabiri in our chat is just like, that's why I have to get into soap operas because they always come back. Yeah, they're always like dressed up as someone else or like fall in love with someone and then disappear. Yeah, no, I got to get out of the magical girl anime and into the soap opera slice of life stuff. But no, Demon Slayer's been pretty good. It's been a pretty good series so far. I'm excited for finding Mugen Train. I think it's on one of the.
It's Funimation.
Yeah, it's on Funimation.
And I believe as of today they have the movie up there. So.
Awesome. So I'm gonna have to look into maybe renting it from Funimation or whatever platform.
Or borrow
somebody's
borrow somebody's account and watch it real quick.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I don't know if they're. I don't know how nasty Funimation is to their account holders, but I'll have to see if I have any friends who have an account. Yeah, I really thoroughly enjoy it. I like this. I really liked, honestly. It's been a long time since there's been a style of animation that has integrated CG so smoothly and so well on top of the character development for a lot of the characters in it. But I won't lie, like literally Zenitsu, buddy, guy, dude, my friend, little lightning boy, you need to stop. Because there were so many times that I almost like stopped the anime and had to smack him because I could not. Anyway, that's been my weekend day, and geek roundtable-y stuff. Right. So we'll move on.
So I actually went looking as Mako-chan was talking about her Funko Pops. I actually went and got mine. So I don't remember which one is the first Funko Pop I've ever bought. It's a toss-up between these two, so I'm just going to show them anyway. Velma Dinkley and May from Overwatch. It's one of these two. I
still need a Velma, and they're so freaking expensive now.
Say what?
I said I still need a Velma, and they're so freaking expensive now.
I actually have two May Pops. I actually got it for myself for Christmas. This past Christmas, her holiday pop that GameStop had. I got it off of eBay for I think it was $15 with shipping. I'm like, that's not bad. So I still need to get another Steven Universe pop. My favorite Dorito Peridot. I need that one. So yeah, as you can see, we all have a thing for Funko Pops around here. So.
Yeah, that Velma is going for almost $90 on eBay used.
I wonder how much it's going for on Amazon, though.
Amazon has it new for $118.95.
Ooh, low! See, that reminds me of the one Yohane figure that I wanted, that I think I mentioned before. By the time I had the money together to buy it, it was just gone. I could not find it on Amazon. It's now going for anywhere between $300 and $500 on eBay, and I'm like, I don't want that figurine as much as I want to anymore. It's okay. I can pass on that.
Yeah, I'm trying to collect the Funko Pops of the characters that I at least cosplay as. So I would really like a Velma Funko Pop, but I'm not spending over $100 for a Velma Funko Pop.
You know who needs a Funko Pop? Abby Shudo.
Yeah, I don't know that they would do that though. I mean, they probably would if they go back and do the original collection of NCIS.
Yeah, that will be a day one purchase.
Oh, hell yes.
Okay, so let's get into tonight's articles. But on a side note, I want to give apologies to Bonds006. I don't know what he was posting, but he got timed out for 5 minutes. So, and I'm trying.
I think what happened is Bonds was the only one posting, and posted so many times in a row because they were the only one posting that's what timed it out.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out within in the bot here how to fix that. Like, don't do that. You know, it's okay. You know. But yeah, I'll figure it out one way or another. So, you know. Anyway, let's before we get into tonight's story, I want to do a hot take real quick. All right. Now, we have been going to cons for at least 20 years, give or take. And we have seen some interesting things. Now, what I saw, this popped up around about a couple of weeks ago, you know, around Colossal Con, and I heard rumors. I didn't believe it until I actually saw the picture, and I gotta know, what the fuck were you thinking when you did that? So, as you can see in this photo here, there's a person cosplaying in full plate armor in a hot tub. Yeah. Yeah.
But
he did a cannonball in the hot tub in full plate armor.
Okay.
This is on the side of what not to do when you're an asshole cosplayer who thinks that they are above everyone else. I do appreciate, though, that the small thing says that the people in the hot tub can't believe he's real. Yes, because there are societal rules that don't disappear because you're in cosplay. Yeah. My dude, if it was a LARP gathering, or if there was a situation where other people understood that you were going to be playing around your little knights and you know, fighting and stuff and awesomeness, this is not the place. And honestly, at that point, it's a matter of hygiene. And you being gross, my dude. You being hella gross.
I'm not even thinking that. I'm just thinking you're in full plate armor. You spent enough money to either have this commissioned to your size or make it yourself. Chlorine is a corrosive.
Yeah.
So unless this guy went and rinsed off the metal, it's a corrosive.
I
can't even imagine going and taking that and putting. I mean, yes, it's not, gonna dissolve right away, but I would not be surprised if there's pitting and crap on there.
Pitting, rust buildup, the amount of, like, I understand that he's probably, if he has a full thing of plate mail, like, you wouldn't go out and buy that. I mean, that's well over $6,000 worth of metal right there, guys.
Now,
And you wouldn't even go out and buy that like super cheap without knowing how to clean it unless you had someone who was going to clean it for you. But to me, this just reeks of, I did it for the meme.
Now, here is an updated version of the... hold on. There we go. There should be an updated version of the picture. The expression on that woman's face as she's holding her drink. Now, here's the funny thing. If someone said this happened at Otakon, I would have called them a liar. If someone said this happened at Katsucon, Zenkai-Con, Anime Next, or something like that, I'd call them a fucking liar, and I wouldn't believe it. Now, if they said it happened at Colossal Con, I'd have been like, so what else is new? Because let's be real. When it comes to outlandish shit like that, and someone says Colossal Con or Colossal Con East right afterwards, nobody should be surprised at it. Nobody.
No, that would not surprise me once.
See?
At all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just a heads up for our listeners who are into cosplay but might also be into historical accuracy or, museum replica housing. When not in use, store the armor in a dry place. If it happens to get wet, dry it as quickly as possible. Moisture leads to rust, and nothing spoils armor quite like rust. Also, don't assume all rust is visible to the eye. Big spots can be seen from a distance, but small spots can be missed easily and lead to corrosion.
The more you know. No.
Yeah.
And now that we got that bullshittery out of the way, let's get into tonight's topics. And this popped up on my feed a few days ago as a screenshot, and I didn't believe it until it's actually an article. This is off of Kotaku. It seems that there was a anime gaming convention in Australia that caught under fire, that were in hot water, because one of their vendors was selling Nazi and fascist swag. Basically, fans were threatening to boycott the convention because of this, and I don't blame them. Multiple attendees actually commented on this convention's page, which is called Supanova, Supanova. I will not show screenshots of this because nobody needs to see this, but the link to the article is in our chat if you want to check it out. Multiple people have reported to the convention that this booth was selling fascist merchandise. And this is very reminiscent of the time, I believe it was at Otakon and Katsucon, there was a vendor selling Nazi stuff, and I think they finally shut the person down, told them to leave. So one of the shirts that was being sold at this vendor's table was a shirt that said "Pink Fascism," and basically it had a bloody knuckle with a swastika in the fingernail, and this is like a very trashy shirt. Why would anybody want to wear this shit? Actually, it's a flag, but still, why would you want to swing that flag around? What the hell's the matter with you? I'm not going to go into full details of what was being sold, because you don't really need to know that, but you need to know that the booth's name was called Celtic Panzer. Well, that name alone. And it seems that this booth has been selling this type of merchandise at Supanova in previous years, and it kind of went under the radar. I don't know how. But eventually, by Sunday morning of the convention, the exhibitor was shut down and told to leave the event. And I can't believe it took this long for it to, for this to happen. You know, this shit is absolutely uncalled for. And I've started to notice this trend. It seems that whenever there is this bullshit with conventions where, you know, there's like this type of merchandise and propaganda being sold, it's generally comic book conventions run by old boomers who don't know their ass from a hole in the wall. So I hope Supanova has learned their lesson from this, and this will not happen again. I'm just more annoyed about the situation than anything else, but you know.
Yeah, it's the unfortunate side effect that, at least from what I see on the vendors, like the table that they had up, it looks like they are hiding it like in this idea that they are vintage or like vintage military wear.
Yeah, I see it's like a cross between vintage military gear and vintage punk rock, and I'm like, no, this ain't it, Chief. This ain't it.
You can definitely see a lot of markings of a specific brotherhood that is quite racist. And I will say this, guys. Well, we got a hydration redeem, so we're all gonna have to get hydrated before we dehydrate. But Japan is not known for not being racist, by the way. Japan has its own problems with racism and the glorification of a certain someone with a very rectangular mustachio. So, just a heads up.
Most definitely. Now that we got that bit of controversy out the way, let's talk about some good stuff, like Ouran High School Host Club, the musical.
Here I come to save the day!
No. What I'm picturing is hearing the opening theme, Kiss Kiss Fall in Love, and everyone starts like kicking their legs up in the air like from Robin Hood Men in Tights. That's what I'm seeing.
They're not in. Well, they are in tights, depending on the episode you're watching.
True.
Ouran High School Host Club gets a musical stage play in January of next year, 2022. The boys and girl of Ouran High School Host Club are heading back to school in January of 2022 because a live-action musical stage play based on the popular romantic comedy manga by Bisco Hattori is being produced in Tokyo and Osaka. The main staff have been revealed for the production, including the original work by Bisco Hattori, which was serialized in Hakusensha's monthly Lola manga magazine. Try and say that 5 times fast, chat. Director Chobi Natsuki. Script Muk Kazawa. Music You from Vague, the name was Vague. Organization Opera Ouran High School Host Club Production Committee. The main cast includes Junya Komatsu as Tamaki Suo, Masamichi Satonaka as Kiyoya Utori, Yu Futaba as Hikaru Hitajin, Kanami Futaba as Karu Hitajin, Aito Konishi as Mitsukuni Hanino Zuka, Shokato as Takashi Morinozuka, and Ouran High School Host Club was previously adapted into a 2006 TV anime with direction by Takuya Igarashi and animation production by Bones. Funimation distributes the TV anime in the US, while the English language version of the original manga is available from Viz. And of course, if you don't know the story, one day Haruhi, a scholarship student at an exclusive Ouran High School, breaks an $80,000 vase that belongs to the Host Club, a mysterious campus group consisting of 6 super rich and gorgeous guys. To pay back the damages, she's forced to work for the club, and it's there that she discovers just how wealthy the boys are and how different they are from everybody else.
I wonder if it'll be I wonder if it'll be campy like the Naruto musicals.
Well, the manga and the anime are both campy as hell.
True.
So to have it be campy. I mean, you're talking about an anime where all of the guys end up dressing as women because they're jealous of the Takarazuka group that is attempting to take Haruhi away.
Makes sense.
I mean, the whole thing with the host club is absolutely ridiculous. And it's ridiculous because they are spending so much money on things like importing a jungle into their room.
Oh, I remember that episode.
It's a pretty it's the superfluous spending of, you know, of people who are out of touch with the lower classes, basically. And the fact that they can basically afford to do whatever they want, but they cannot afford the affections of the girl that they truly want the affections of. So I mean, it's a very cute slice of life show. So I'm excited to see it translated to a stage play.
It is, and I have a feeling that'll be the next anime that actually gets a full redo. Because they did end up cutting the anime short and leaving it off at a place that it wasn't in the manga.
Oh.
So I can see them coming back and doing, you know, a retelling for making it closer to the manga, since the manga was still actually going on when the anime was airing.
So, what you're saying, Mako, is that there's another generation of fans for Ouran High School to kiss and fall in love with the series.
Yes. I mean, if you know, they can start redoing Sailor Moon and they can start redoing other anime, it's just a matter of time before they go, oh, hey, this one didn't get an ending either. You know, it's so different from the manga itself. Let's redo this and make a crap ton more money by, you know, having this completed. And people will go, here's my money. Gimme.
Meanwhile, Ranma 1/2 fans are going,
I felt that energy, Ranma. As soon as we were joking about it coming back, I was like, I can feel him seething through the freaking screen. My face isn't even up, and I can feel him. I feel this like low hum of furious energy like you do in any character in Ranma 1/2. Just that hum of like, I am annoyed AF. Where's my Ranma 1/2?
Ranma 421 says, where the hell is the Ranma 1/2 redo? Exactly, my brother. Exactly. It's like that scene out of Clerks 2 where Randall and Dante are behind the register and the dude that he went to high school with shows up all rich and they're stuck working there. It's like Ranma and Ryoga are working behind the counter and here comes Inuyasha walking in with his money and they're looking at him like, you motherfucker. All right. Let's move on. Let's get some Moon Prism power up in here. Mako-chan, what's going on with Sailor Moon Crystal?
Yeah, so this was something that I know a lot of people were trying to figure out since Netflix ended up getting the Sailor Moon Crystal Eternal films. Everybody was wondering, well, what about the anime itself? So Netflix now is listing that the Sailor Moon Crystal anime will begin streaming on the service on July 1st. The service lists that seasons of the anime will premiere on that day. So they did end up getting the movies. Now they're going to, which ends up being the third season of Sailor Moon Crystal. So they are now getting the first two seasons. I'm assuming then that means that Hulu will no longer have it.
Well, as long as I can still buy the DVDs and the Blu-rays, I'm okay with it. I just don't like the fact that season 2 is like $60-something, but
Yeah, no, all of that stuff is still on Viz. So that's,
Mm-hmm.
that's perfectly fine. It's just I know that Viz had a thing with Hulu, and they were airing at the same
Yeah,
time.
that.
I'm guessing since it's been so long between when they last had a new episode
Mm-hmm.
and now, must have lost the contract and were able to bring it over to Netflix.
Well, from my understanding, Crystal is still on Hulu and it's still on Crunchyroll. So it could be the exclusivity has expired.
That's possible too. I know
Yeah.
Netflix is attempting to really increase its selection of anime,
Yeah.
including the stuff that they themselves are putting out.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't surprise me that they would bid to get something this popular on their streaming service.
Now, I do know, like, there are some titles that are on Netflix that's also, like, on other streaming services, like Cells at Work, Demon Slayer. It seems like half of the Funimation titles do end up on Netflix. So,
Yeah, I know that a lot of the direct movies, the live action movies end up on Netflix too when they're Funimation licensed.
yeah. Which reminds me, I just found out today that one of the live action Kenshin films that just came out is on Netflix right now.
Yeah, I only watched the first two. I know that there's at least one more out there, and then the last one is just airing now.
Okay. Yeah,
So
so
I need to catch up on
I don't I
those
don't
because those were really good.
I don't think the first three movies are on Netflix anymore. I knew they were on Funimation for a while, but they got pulled.
Yeah, no, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't watched them. So I don't even remember where I ended up finding them to watch.
Well, if anything, I can find resources to acquire those movies. But at least with the fourth film on Netflix, I assume the fifth film will probably show up there soon. Because I think the fifth film just came out in Japan, didn't it? Did it not?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
last one just came out.
Yeah. Because I know the one before was called The Final, and the second one was called The Second, or something like that.
I don't remember.
I think, or something. Let's see, Ronnie Kenshin movies. Yeah, The Final, The Beginning. That's what it is.
Mm.
So, let's see. The Beginning is already out. So, see, the last one, The Final, came out in April, and it hit Netflix in June. That's like what, 3 months? No, 2 months. I would assume that The Beginning will probably hit Netflix by August, give or take.
Hmm.
I don't mind waiting. But let's get back into some. Let's see. So we got that, and now a friend of mine actually went to this. There is a Sailor Moon cafe in Houston, Texas, or at least a themed one. And from
Yeah, I've seen some video. They actually have cosplayers that go through dressed as the characters, which is kind of cool.
yeah, that's awesome.
But it is Temple of the Guardians. It's a Sailor Moon inspired fan cafe, which is running between June 11th and June 27th in Houston, Texas. It takes place inside of the Pop Fancy Dessert Bar located in Belfair Food Street on the west side of Houston, and it's for a limited time. It has themed foods, photo ops, merchandise, and a gallery of all things Sailor Moon. And it actually is really cool. They have up on one of the walls mannequins dressed in all of the Senshi costumes, complete with wigs and accessories and weapons. So it's kind of cool to just go in and look through and see what's on display. It's a collaboration between Pop Fancy Pops and Snap 2, who have previously organized several other fan cafes. They're the same team that created Tavern at the Wall Rose, an Attack on Titan inspired cafe, Army Cafe, a BTS inspired cafe, and several other anime and K-pop themes. Their goal is to create unique events for fans by fans. So you enter Temple of the Guardians, and you are able to play some of the games. And there's 2 arcade cabinets that are set up so that you can play them while you wait. And it looks like it is the 2 Sailor Moon fighting games, which is all kind of cool. They have an entire drink menu. They have various displays of merchandise, which includes the various figures. They have a display up of all of the various wands and henshin material and the proplicas. They have themed foods, and the cups are adorable. The cups are color-coded and have the characters' eyes on them, and then have straws with little paper straw holders that have the characters on them. So it's a really cute idea. I really would love some of the merch that is coming out of this, just because it is adorable. So let's see. They have a Moon Gorgeous meditation drink. It's a sparkling pink guava and cherry blossom lemonade with crystal boba. There's a Jupiter Oak Evolution, which is a green apple sparkling lemonade with crystal boba. There is Venus Love and Beauty Shock, which is a sparkling passion fruit lemonade with crystal boba. And there's a strawberry milk tea, which is modeled after Luna and Artemis. And that is it's a Japanese-style strawberry milk with fresh strawberry puree and topped with a cat gummy paw. So that's really adorable. They have little desserts, and again, they're all Sailor Moon theme. The photo ops allow for people to pose with the mannequins, and then there are other background-ish type of things that you can pose with. And again, the video I saw, they actually had people that were dressed as the characters there. So, I mean, it's really awesome to see that somebody, went ahead and went to this extreme to do something like this. And it would be nice if this would be in someplace other than Houston, Texas.
See, all right. So Ari is asking, is there any drinks based on Ami? There probably is, but it doesn't say, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Secondly,
Yes, there is.
Okay.
They have here. Let me see if I can pull it up. So it's a Mercury Aqua Rhapsody, which is sparkling blueberry lemonade with blue crystal boba. And there is a Mars, which is Mars Flame Sniper, which is sparkling strawberry lemonade with crystal boba. They have little cake shops with all of everything is Inner Senshi themed. Or you can get, there's a Starlight Honeymoon Therapy Kiss cake, which is basically just a rainbow cake. They do have the desserts are the Outer Senshi, so you get Outer Senshi sundaes. And that has Chibi Moon in it. And then they have the Silver Millennium specials. So they have a Nehelania milkshake, the Moon Kitty strawberry milk, pink sugar heart attack waffles, strawberry Crystal Tokyo strawberry parfait, and Odongo Dongo.
One thing I'm kind of surprised. I'm surprised that it's not in Houston's Chinatown. Granted, their Chinatown's only like about 2 blocks, but Oh well, I wouldn't worry too much.
Yeah, I mean it's really awesome that things like this are going on. I love that they actually have different styles of the Fuka on display.
Mm-hmm.
So it does look like they have a cosplay exhibit as well, for photo op, and those actually look more like the Miyu costumes over something similar to the anime. And I think it's really cool that, something like this is going on. Again, I just wish it was here so I could partake.
I know. And as Ari says, the drink based on Uranus should be a double shot of Jack Daniels. Well, you're not wrong there. All right, so let's talk more about Demon Slayer. And I know we have been talking a lot about Demon Slayer since the beginning of the year, but goddamn, if that's not an awesome anime, I don't know what is. But we're going to tell you that the movie Demon Slayer Mugen Train, the film, sold over 1 million copies in 3 days. That's just wow. It seems that Aniplex revealed in a press release that Mugen Train had sold a whopping basically over 1 million copies on its first 3 days of release. And this includes the pre-order shipping day, which is June 15th. And it has become one of the biggest home video releases in the modern era in Japan. Now, the next day, Oricon reported that the Blu-ray limited edition and regular DVD editions were #1 on the charts for the day and have broken previous first week sales records for 2021, overtaking Snowman Asia Tour 2D. Over the next few days, each release helped push Mugen Train to over 1 million and likely solidifying it as the biggest release of the year. Wow.
In this apocalypse? That's pretty good. That's pretty good for anime. That's pretty good for films and stuff coming back.
I know. Now, here's a bit of a breakdown. On pre-orders going out, limited edition Blu-ray, 490 copies. Regular edition Blu-ray, 895 copies. Limited edition DVD, 115,499 copies. Regular DVD, 218,195 copies. For a total of 804,079 copies. Wow. Now, the next day of release day, for those who didn't pre-order, limited edition Blu-ray, 30,007. Regular edition Blu-ray, 50,881. Limited edition DVD, 20,751. Regular edition DVD, 71,507. That brings the total to 173,146. Now, the third day, Blu-ray limited edition, 12,549. Regular edition Blu-ray, 33,609. Limited edition DVD, 8,609. Regular edition DVD, 42,178. For a total of 96,945, and over the last those first 3 days, 1,074,170 copies. Wow. That's just I'm literally floored by that. And one thing that's interesting that's noted here, that the difference between the limited edition Blu-ray and the regular edition DVD. It seems that people who wanted the limited edition, they just pre-ordered the film and had it shipped out, while many who went to physical stores on street date and got the regular DVD, which is basically the cheaper version. Huh. And this may not even be the most accurate numbers, because there are some online retailers like Ufotable Web Shop, which saw the site break under heavy load of people trying to get pre-orders, and have since said that any orders of Mugen Train will be shipped 1 to 3 weeks after purchase. Wow. And just so you know, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie, Mugen Train, opened in Japanese cinemas on October 16th and had the best opening weekend in Japanese cinema history, becoming the highest grossing film in Japanese theaters ever, the highest grossing anime and Japanese film worldwide, and the highest grossing film of 2020. In North America, Mugen Train made its stop in theaters on April 23rd, available and dubbed and subbed, with a digital and streaming release of the film as of today, becoming the first anime film to top U.S. box office since Pokemon the first movie in 1999. Wow. And don't forget, we are getting a second season, and it'll be premiering sometime later this year. And I can't wait for that.
Mm.
And now, finally, with interesting articles, a Superman gourmet manga?
I hope that it is super oishi. You see what I did there?
Yes.
I will see
did.
myself out.
Da-da-da-da-da.
DC Comics Superman gets a gourmet manga in Kodansha's Evening Magazine. The official website for Kodansha's Evening Magazine announced on Thursday that Satoshi Miyakawa from Space Battleship Tiramisu and Kai Kitago will launch a new manga starring the DC Comics character Superman titled Superman vs. Meshi, Superman no Hitori Meshi, or Superman vs. Food, Superman Dining Alone. In this year's 14th issue of Evening on June 22nd, the manga will also serialize Kodansha's Comic Days website. It will be serialized on the website. Miyakawa is penning the story, and Kitago is drawing the art. And in the chat, I have shared with you the article link, and you guys can check out the art there. He has very much uwu eyes, okay? That's the biggest change I can tell you, is that he has uwu anime eyes. The story will center around the daily pastime of the strongest man on Earth, who can hear the growling of the stomachs throughout Japan at lunchtime with his superhuman hearing. The title is an apparent nod to Masayuki Kusumi and Jiro Taniguchi's The Solitary Gourmet, or Koroku no Gourmet manga, which follows a solitary salesman named Goro Inagashira as he travels all over Japan and samples the local cuisine found on street corners. This manga inspired an ongoing live-action series with 8 seasons and a net anime, and Fanfare and Ponemon are planning to publish the manga in English. The Superman vs. Meshi manga is part of the second phase of DC Comics' collaboration with Kodansha, which includes the launch of Batman Justice Buster, and also the collaboration's first phase spawned the One-Ope Joker, or Joker, the one-man operation, which launched on January 7th earlier this year. Miyakawa also writes the story for the manga, and the art was by Keisuke Goto. Masato Hisa from Nobunagan, or Area 51, launched a manga adaptation of the Batman Ninja anime in Monthly Heroes in June of 2018 and ended it in September 2019. It won a Seiun Award in August of 2020. And yeah, Superman goes uwu and feeds the uwu masses.
Now,
there you go.
One thing. Here is a picture of how Superman looks in this manga. I don't know about y'all, but he looks like Christopher Reeve.
He does. I
Yep.
think that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that.
Yes.
I think that's what it is that he looks like Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, because, like, to be perfectly honest, my first introduction to Superman was the movies and that curl Christopher Reeve had. So when I saw that, I'm like, it reminds me heavily a lot of Christopher Reeve. And now I'm looking at, like, his face, the way they drew Superman's face. I'm like it's an ode to the Christopher Reeve,
Mm-hmm.
And as Ron Before 21 says, was there any other logical choice to use but Christopher Reeve? And you got a point there. You got a point there, sir. That's really cool. All right.
Yeah, I like that they're doing so many collaborations and so many spin-offs with the mainstream comics from the US. I know it's been done before, but with the popularity now of Marvel movies and DC movies,
Yep.
it's nice to see that the manga versions are getting such notice and prestige, and and the stories are weird, but they're different, and they're very Japanese.
I mean, it's just a matter of like seeing. It's kind of like seeing a community like hero or like a story through another culture's lens.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that like whenever a lot of stuff goes from America to Japan, they kind of Japanize it or Japanize it, where they like take it and they like make it over the top because that's just what the type of literary culture does to a lot of foreign aspects. And the fact that they're taking it and they're still holding on to a lot of the wholesomeness that Superman has, I think it's very nice that it's going back to the idea of like Superman Christopher Reeve. So I definitely give them kudos for that.
Definitely. If this comes to the States, I may have to pick it up just because of the nostalgia factor to me. All right, we're at the part of the show where we talk about interesting articles coming out of Japan called "Meanwhile in Japan." And let's see what we got here.
Well, I don't know if you can tell which one I want, Ranma.
Yeah, I already know, so I'm not even touching that one. So.
So which of the other two are you taking, Ranma?
God damn it! Oh. Fuck. I'll take the last one. It seems to be the lesser of two evils.
I mean, the second one looked fabulous for my criminology loving ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that this one definitely fits my tone a little bit more.
Okay, Garcia.
All right. So, Super Mario, kimono, Bowser underwear, and a Japanese fashion collab. Who would have thought? Nintendo and a Japanese fashion brand collaborating with department store.
We are back on Twitch. Many apologies on that. My computer decided to lock up when I went to click a link in OneNote. It just locked for some odd reason. But don't worry, the audio and the video have been secured, so we should be good to go. So
Cool. If chat
Yes.
wants to run me down on where I was in the article for you guys, I think I had just finished up the little bit about the yukata, or at least the first yukata that they have, which is going to be a nighttime level. It's basically a nighttime level display on it. I think it looks really, really cool. The secondary kimono is of the enemies over a red background in a burgundy inking. And then, of course, my favorite of all the kimono, which are going to be the night stage version, which is also the dungeon version in the stone level. I wish it had a little bit of the lava, but, I get it. And it's going to be a Mario's M emblem on it, like an old-time Samurai Clan crest.
and
nice. I like the fact that they've made the obis reversible, which if you ever wear wa style, which is the traditional Japanese style, which incorporates a lot of the yukata, kimono, and other traditional fashions, it's nice to have pieces that are interchangeable. I also love the fact that they have folding fans in this collection because I am an avid fan collector. I am a fan of fans.
I'm a fan of fans too, so I was actually looking at those myself.
And then, of course, they have a bullet bag, which is really awesome for your Nintendo Goth vibes, for your Nintendo Goth girlfriend, boyfriend, or magical non-binary souls like myself. And then, of course, they have wallets that are inspired by Mario and Luigi, because bros forever. Hip Shop is producing some, it looks like boxer briefs, which both have Mario and Peach on them, but those are non-gendered, obviously. Anybody can wear them. And then Angelic Pretty has lost their damn mind, okay? They have made a full-fledged Princess Peach dress, coupled with a tiara that will probably cost you, just an arm and a little bit of your leg. Giraffe is offering neckties and tie clips, and that's just a small sampling of the complete lineup, which also has plenty more casual items like t-shirts, socks, pouches, and other stuff bearing Mario's likeness. The whole batch will be available starting July 1st at Parco physical locations and through the chain's online store or through online scalpers at outrageous prices. And if you're stopping by a brick-and-mortar location, don't forget that Shibuya's Parco building is also where you'll find the Nintendo Tokyo Superstore.
You had me at what you said about Angelic Pretty, about it being overpriced.
I mean, I don't think it's overpriced.
No,
Obviously,
no. It's just that
but
I had a moment. I had a Tyler moment. I'm like, yeah.
it's obviously it's not a traditional angelic pretty dress. And while I think it would be gorgeous as far as like a cosplay is concerned, I definitely know that angelic pretty's pricing is definitely not economy budget friendly. Most of their dresses are like a minimum of $200, and if that's a set, like if that's coming as a set, I could see that easily going for over 300 to 400 bucks.
I'll say this: the dress is perfect if the person is doing Smash Brothers Peach, because of how detailed the dress is. So
I think it would be pretty though. I'd give it a second glance if I was going around at a convention and I saw a Princess Peach dress than that. I think it's very nice for what it is.
very. Okay, moving right along to our next story out of Japan here. Well, that's comforting.
Yeah, so, a Japanese love doll was mistaken for a drowned corpse and saved by emergency services anyway. Yeah, so, I'm so weirded out. Anyway,
Are you saying
so
this article
a Japanese
broke you?
YouTuber who typically makes videos about visiting hot springs recently made one about an out of the ordinary drifting thing. She posts, "While I was filming for my fishing video, I thought that a corpse had come floating by, but it turned out to be a Dutch wife, which is a love doll. And it seems someone misunderstood what it was and called the authorities. So a ton of police, fire trucks, and ambulances showed up. Thankfully, the wife was safely rescued." Nice. Well, she quickly realized what it was. It's definitely easy to mistake an upside-down love doll floating in the water as an actual drowned person, so we don't blame whoever called emergency services. Better safe than sorry. However, an illegal disposal of oversized garbage. Thank you, emergency services, for your hard work. There are pictures in this of them pulling up this love doll, and it looks so horrible because it is so waterlogged and disjointed. So they actually have it on a rope, and this thing looks kind of alien as they're just pulling it up from the bay or river where they are.
It has no head.
I think it's like either stuck forward or back, because in the picture of it floating, it does have a head and hair. But
What
yeah, I
Junji
don't.
Ito dystopian body bullshit is this?
Yeah, it's so weird. This picture of it being pulled out. So some Japanese netizens react to seeing the rescue in action. Go, yep, I'd make the same mistake. If I were fishing alone at night and saw that, I'd pee myself. LOL. I bet those police and firefighters felt pretty awkward. I'm just glad to see her safe and sound. It's funny for sure, but not fun for the emergency services. Dispose of your garbage properly, people.
Exactly.
So, the pictures are absolutely amazing. Some of them do show that there were quite a few cars available. Looks like, let's see, two fire, looks like 2 or 3 police, looks like at least 1 ambulance, all to rescue a love doll. Thank God she's safe.
Well, I mean, I guess that's cheaper than having a love doll funeral service.
Yeah, you know what? If no, I'm not going there.
Go. Go.
No, I'm just picturing a Viking funeral for a love doll now.
There are weebs out there that would do that, and I think in Maine they're trying to pass legislation for Viking funerals.
Hell yeah. That's the way I'm gonna go if it happens.
Oh God. And now I'd say it's the piece de resistance, but let's be real, it's not. We have a Wakayama man stealing a uniform from a school, caught by a mysterious man using the restroom in the middle of the night. How does... So what happened was, around 9:30 p.m. on June 15th, basically last week, a 55-year-old office worker by the name of Tamiya Ueda entered a public high school in Wakayama City. He then stole a sailor-style school uniform that was stored in one of the rooms and put it on. And evidently, Ueda had one hell of a time with it, because he was there for hours, well into the morning of the 16th. And that's when things got stranger. Around 2:40 a.m., Ueda, who was still wearing said uniform, entered a restroom inside the school. While he was in there, he bumped into another man in his 30s. This man restrained Ueda and called the police to come and arrest him. In custody, Ueda admitted to burglarizing the school for its uniform, but the rest of the world does want to know, and as do I, who the hell was the guy in the school bathroom at 2:40 in the morning? There are a number of rational explanations, such as the man being a security guard, maintenance worker, or a teacher working late. I'd never heard of teachers working that late. But the report simply described him as a man in his 30s who lives in Wakayama City. But there is no information as to regards to where he works. Readers of this story had various things to say about that. Just a guy hanging out in the school restroom at night? He's in the school restroom at 2 a.m. If this happened in the girls' room, then there'd be some dark stuff going on. These kind of thefts are happening a lot in schools, so they probably have patrols. I hope that's what this is. It must have been a guard, but why did the report just call him a man? If he wasn't a guard, then he was trespassing, right? There is no mention of the other man facing trespassing charges or any other charges at this time. It seems he was confident to call the police himself. He clearly felt that his presence in the school restroom at the time was lawful. The only explanation that one can think of is that the man is part of an elite covert counter-school theft unit. They dig deep to catch those who steal shoes and tennis rackets in the act, but their very existence must be kept secret to stay one step ahead of criminals at all times. And this is stuff that we have kind of mentioned on this show. It might be overkill, but we all know what happened to those piano covers that we talked about last year. So, yeah.
So what you're saying is Law and Order SUU, School Uniforms Unit?
Dun dun! And as Washi Otaku says, when you gotta go.
Well, and you'd actually be surprised because a lot of bathrooms are actually separate from the main school buildings. The schools that we toured when my sister was there teaching English were actually, like, the bathrooms were literally outside. Like, they were in outside buildings that were separate from the main school hall. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's the case of the guy was walking by the area and had to use the restroom and knew that the building was gonna be off site of the school, or like
Yeah.
he was just on the grounds and he wasn't actually inside the school, but then he noticed that there was commotion going on or a light on and went inside to check. Because especially in a lot of smaller cities and stuff like that, like they are very much in the idea of like, you don't have to lock your doors and all these other things, which I mean
Right.
is not good,
Mhm.
but like small communities get that feeling of safety, so it could have
Yeah.
also been a case of that as well.
And as Questbuster says, this sounds like a side quest from one of the Yakuza games. You know, you're not wrong
It
about that.
does.
Yeah. I didn't know you played the Yakuza games, Ichigo.
I haven't played through the whole first one, but I really want to get back into them. I didn't have a computer that could play them, so I need to get back into playing them. I have to see where we had it, what platform we had it on, but I'd love to play them again.
Oh, you should also play Borderlands too.
I have Borderlands in my queue. It's just a matter of working through all of them.
Okay. You do know I gifted you a copy of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
just
I
making
think it's
sure.
still on
Okay.
my Steam.
Okay, just making sure. I really hope that I hope that you get into the series and catch up to us on Borderlands 3 and they enable cross-platform. It's going to be chaos. I could just see that. But anywho, enough about that. I think it's time to basically wrap up the show. So
Yeah.
yes. And let me make sure that the audio is going through the right output where it's supposed to. Let's go ahead and just start closing stuff up. Well, so if you like the show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, we're independent podcasters. We do this for the fun of it. So what we like and don't like, we're telling you straight up as is. If you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. And don't forget to check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find our weekly podcast, cosplayer tips and tricks, cosplayer interviews, anime reviews, links to our YouTube video convention coverage, and links to our Facebook page of convention and cosplay photo coverage. All that and more at animejamsession.com. And don't forget to support us through podcasting. Whatever app that you have for podcasting, whether it's Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, anything. Just search Anime Jam Session. Over 500 episodes for you to check out. So take a spin, listen, and tell us what you think. You can also leave reviews through certain apps, so please do, and we really appreciate that. And don't forget to follow us on our social medias. It's Anime Jam Session on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Follow us on all of those. Follow us on YouTube for convention videos. Follow us on Facebook for cosplay convention photos and when we're going live. Twitter for when we're going live, articles, and then some. One way or another, you can find us. And don't forget our tip jar down below. We have linked to our Streamlabs and our Ko-Fi. Bits go a long way. Auto hosts, please auto host us and we'll look out for you as well. Every little bit counts. I just want to say, due to everybody, donating to us in the last round, hosting has been paid off for a year, so thank you so much. You guys are awesome. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words. Mako-chan.
I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
Just want to stay home and bang the drum all day?
Yeah, something like that.
Last words, Ichigo.
I'm gonna work on some cute emotes and then maybe go to sleep. Have a good night, y'all.
Sleep's a good thing. My last words. I'm going to actually enjoy this nice breeze coming in and enjoy some trail mix and watch a little bit more TV. So that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Ari will be here. Everybody will be here. It'll be fun. So come on out and join us. We want you to be here too. So I'm Ranma.
I'm Mako-chan.
And I'm Ichigami.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Night.
Bye, losers.
Excuse you?
Love you.
God, I expected that from Mako, not you. God, say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
All right, we'll see y'all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on the show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it! For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!